Welcome everybody to StarCraft 2 Pro League down at the Nexon Arena. My name is Brendan. I'm here with Moonglade once again, and we have a couple of great matches for you once again tonight here on Tuesday. First up, it's going to be KT versus Prime. Should be a great one.
It should be a very interesting one, Valdez. It might be one-sided. I'm truly hoping not. I hope Prime have really brought a whole new mind game to this week. Last week they was looking a little depressing, but they have another chance this week to show it again and try and get out of last place.
Yeah, I mean, this has pretty much been the curse of Prime ever since last season where they first came into Pro League. They just were pretty much forever in last place or down there 7th. You know, I think one time MVP in one of the rounds did get 8th or something, but Prime just honestly has not been doing good. And tonight they're up against arguably one of the best teams here at Pro League, and they really got to put on a show. I feel like their attitudes last time weren't really in check. If I remember watching you and Wolfcast that one, they were kind of just like, yeah, we're just going to, you know, coast through and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. They're kind of like, their mindset was like, we'll turn up, we'll see what happens. Here's a look at KT right now. They're looking in form. They're looking great. Zest, the first player on the left, the beast in rank 1 position at the moment in terms of wins for an individual player.
Yep, that he is the first player to get 5 wins. And over here for Prime, their bows are not exactly in sync. Could that be a sign of things to come?
Oh, maybe. They're sleeping. MyuNgSiK going to be leading the way. We haven't seen Sleep this season, and man, I'm excited to see him again.
Man.
One of my favorite players of old. He was a great Zerg player back in the day, 4 years ago.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, you know, on this KT Rollstar lineup. They have so many good players, especially, you know, their special 4 players that always come out time and time and again. TY Flash, Stats, and Zest. They just constantly come out. So guys like Sleep, they don't get much showtime here. But I guess up against Prime, they feel comfortable to field him first, give him that bit of booth time, and show us what he's got.
Yeah, it's a great sort of calculated risk, giving one of their players a little bit more practice in the limelight. You know, it's a very, very stressful situation in those booths. So, you know, I can't blame them for bringing him out.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to his games, or rather his game here today. See what kind of play he's showing us. So far, taking a look at the benches. See Terror over there on the right.
Yep.
He recently got his first win.
He did. He beat Yo, man.
Yeah.
Fantastic win. But not much since then. Yeah, I think he lost. Who did he lose to last time he played? It was a Terran player.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but he did lose. You are correct in that. I got to look at TY. He's not coming out today. And if you guys do recall, he came out last time against Guilty, a guy who we had not seen in the booth, and he lost.
Yeah,
and,
pretty interesting.
It was a pretty awesome game, and he looks kind of sad that he's not coming out here today. But guys, just going into the lineups, once again it is KT Rollstar versus Prime. The first game is going to be Sleep versus MyuNgSiK, and then going to Flash versus Boom Boom. Then we got Zest versus Creator in a PvP, and then Stats versus Yoda in a PvT.
Looking at this lineup, I think the best chance they have is with MyuNgSiK or Boom Boom. Flash, obviously, in a massive slump, the biggest slump he has ever been in, I feel, in his StarCraft 2 career. MyuNgSiK, I mean, he's dangerous, and we don't know what we can expect from Sleep, which is the biggest thing of all. Like, maybe MyuNgSiK can secure an easy win there or a surprise win. But, you know, as well, MyuNgSiK in a bit of a slump.
Yep, that is true. Like you were saying, he's a bit of a dangerous player. He likes to come out and just do some crazy all-ins, especially against Terran and against Zerg. He does, of course, love his Phoenixes. The map will be Foxtrot Labs for the first game. We'll have to see what strategies he does come out with. But again, just to mirror what you were saying, I kind of agree with you. I feel like Yoda down there is kind of a wild card that just possibly could maybe pull it against Stats, but I think Stats is definitely favored in that one as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. It really has to get to that match as well. Like, we're going to have to see either Boom Boom or MyuNgSiK win their games.
Yep. Well, guys, as we do see here on screen, we got the winners rankings. As we did mention before, Zest is at the top, 5-2. We'll be playing once again. He definitely will be playing in that third game here against Creator in a PvP. Zest has shown a lot of strength in that PvP matchup. I would not be surprised if he took that one pretty easily, especially because Creator is not playing too well himself.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely favored to win that match. And here we go with the team rankings we have this week. CJ leading the way, but KT, you know, they're trying to get out of 4th place position. I think this is their best chance today. Maybe. I mean, they're still in the -2 at the moment, so even if they win this 3-0, they probably won't get up to Jin-Air just yet, but are definitely on their way.
Yeah, it's a bit hard. I mean, if you look at the KT Rolster losses that they took, I think one of them is SK Telecom, and the other one I can't quite recall, but I think it was a really good team. And this team, you know, they are facing a lot of the harder teams earlier on, and we're still not towards the end of round 1 here. So if they get all wins from here on out, they could definitely be in a good spot. But we'll just have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see. Here we go with the interview with the coaches before the match.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
Hello.
감독님,
네.
그거 아세요?
Nice.
알아요. 네, 알죠.
초반부터 너무 당황시키시지 마세요.
네.
그 전 KT 감독님께서
네.
우승 후 프로포즈를 하셨잖아요.
아, 네.
근데 강도경 감독님께서도 좀
The former KT Rolster coach proposed
잖아요.
네.
becoming the champion
그래서
after becoming the
이번에도
champion.
KT가 우승을 하게 된다면
네.
Now you have to get married too.
생각 있으신가요?
아, 여자친구가 없는데요.
Do you have any plans to propose?
뭐 아직 조금 남았으니까.
He says he doesn't have a girlfriend yet, so
자신 있으시죠?
그럼 저는 어때요?
we still have time.
저랑
Are you confident to make a girlfriend
아,
before then?
아이씨 남자친구 있으세요?
저는
And he said, how do you think about me?
너무
Do you have a boyfriend?
네.
Give me your phone number.
네.
이시잖아요.
Wow.
너무
네.
많이 나서.
뭐 어때요? 네.
지금
아, 네, 그리고
We have
저희
12 years
저희
difference in age.
준비했고요. 경기 열심히 해서 꼭 이기도록 하겠습니다.
네, 그러면은 저는 아니지만
네.
나중에
Now he's talking about the players'
Oh,
preparation for today.
저는 아니지만
They prepared a lot.
어쩔 수 없죠.
네. 장가를 가시기 위해선 오늘 이영호 선수가 연패를 끊어야 되잖아요.
네.
그러면은 좀 나 장가게
Flash definitely needs to get a win today.
한마디 부탁드려요.
전화번호 주는 게 빠를 것 같은데요.
Any comments to Flash?
네.
Maybe help me get
이영호 선수
married?
경기 열심히 준비했고요. 그리고 경기는 하니까
Giving me your phone number will be
모든 모습 같이
faster than Flash
네,
winning
알겠습니다.
and helping me getting married.
안녕하세요.
Wow.
저 지금 너무 당황스러워서 빨리 등지려고요.
Interesting interview there. Now we're going to take a look at Gerard and what he has to say.
장현우 선수와 전지원 선수가 연패를 끊어서 되게 기대를 받았지만 지난 경기에서는 또 3대 0으로 패배를 했잖아요.
이게 좀 아이러니하게도 그러니까
So you lost 3-0 in your last match.
선수들이 좀 성적이 안 나오고 이제 새로
How are you feeling?
합류 선수들이 좀 성적이 나와서 이게 그러니까 기존 선수들만 좀 받쳐주면은 충분히 좀 괜찮겠다 했는데 기존 선수들이 잘하니까
He says the veteran players on the team need to pick up their play in order for our team to win.
그거를 좀 반전할 수 있는 어쨌든 좀 엔트리는 괜찮은 것 같아요.
The newcomers on the team are doing pretty well,
할만하다고 생각합니다.
and the veteran players need to catch up.
프라임 오늘 드디어 한 건 하시는 건가요?
네, 오늘 많은 기대를 하고 있습니다.
네, 오늘 꼭 1승 거두셨으면 좋겠습니다.
Do you guys
과연
think
어떤 팀이 승리를 거두게 될까요?
today is the day that you get the first win? And he says, I hope so. I'm looking forward to possibly winning today.
Wow. Well, we'll have to wait and see exactly what he's got planned. I mean, it's good to have some confidence, that's for sure. Let's hope that it's enough, man. Definitely a different sort of view than last week. Better answers, I feel.
Yeah, it's funny, you know, especially because they're going against KT Rolster, which has one of the scariest lineups in Pro League.
Yeah,
that they do show this confidence today.
Yeah,
But
I mean, looking at this lineup, it's not impossible, Valdez.
It's not impossible.
No.
I mean, like we were saying before, it needs like a couple of key matchups to happen. First of all, I think it needs to get to the ace match. I don't think it's actually possible that Prime is going to 3-0 or even 3-1 here because that would require someone, you know, like Creator beating Zest in a PvP or even Yoda beating Stats. It is possible.
It could happen. It could happen. I mean, I think the first 2 matches are really going to be the tell-all of what's going to be happening in this clan war. I feel like I think Bungbong and MyuNgSiK can win their games, considering the opponents, considering Sleep hasn't been out this year. And Flash is in the most incredible funk he has ever been in, man.
Yeah, man. That's not even stating it lightly. This is an incredible funk. I think it's like 11 games in a row or something. It's insane.
And most of that is against Zerg, the matchup that he has to play today.
A bit unfortunate. The one thing I did notice is that they keep sending Flash out on Sejong Station. I think he did play 1 Terran there as well. Yeah. So I guess they're just trying to put him out on a map that he feels comfortable on. And just trying to like finally get that 1 win that's going to break the slump.
I think that's it. It's really about him just trying to get out of that slump. So they're giving him more airtime, giving him hopefully an easier player today. But enough of that. Here we go with our first match of the day. Sleep against MyuNgSiK. There is Sleep. 2-0 versus Protoss in his career overall, but only played 2 games in the entire his entire Pro League career.
It's pretty funny. I mean, we were saying it before. Every time he comes out here, which was only twice, he does put on a good show. Against Protosses, especially in last season, when there were so many good Protosses, he was taking down big names. And, you know, he only get to come out twice in the past. So I'm really looking forward to his play, as are you.
I am indeed, Valdez. I did go for him in this matchup. I think he has what it takes to take down MyuNgSiK, who has kind of a rough season so far. 1-4, 4-3 against Zerg overall, but still a pretty lackluster kind of results.
Yeah, definitely very true. I mean, you could take a look at that purple arrow. It's pointing absolutely south here. It cannot be any more south than that. This guy is just not doing so well these days. He's got some crazy builds. I did actually vote for him, as the map is Foxtrot Labs that we're going to be going to. You know, if he pulls out some crazy stunts, some crazy all-in, I feel like he's got a chance, but I think if he lets Sleep just, you know, macro up and play a straight-up game, I think Sleep's going to take it.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what Sleep has planned for this match. He's had a lot of preparation, and he is decent against Protoss. Just a matter of getting into the game and finding out, Valdez.
That is true. Well, Moonglade, are you excited to get into this first match of Pro League tonight?
I am excited, Valdez. Bring it on, man.
Let's do it, man. Let's jump into game number 1 between KT Rolster and Prime. Sleep versus MyuNgSiK. Up here in the top right in the red, the Zerg player for KT Rolster, it is Sleep.
And in the bottom left, we have the player for Prime, MyuNgSiK.
There he is.
There he is.
Yeah. So, in these spawns, we've talked about this a bit, just for Zergs in general. Why don't you just give a bit of a lowdown on the map and what you think about that third base?
Well, I mean, the third base in these positions is not bad at all for Zerg. It's not really an awkward sort of place. To be honest, against Protoss, you can go for the gold a lot more on this map. So the other positions wouldn't be bad. I mean, especially for someone like Leenock, would definitely favor going for that gold base. You see a very early drone scout from Sleep, so already kind of showing his own sort of style in this matchup. And most likely going to be a sort of proxy hatch. It's like one of those Zergs. You look at him, you're like, oh, he's like a Zerg like True. He's like a Zerg like Leenock. He wants to do that sort of proxy hatch style. Really try and set the tempo of the game. Try and throw off the Protoss' build order as much as possible in the early stages.
Yeah, I really like the way you put it, because when I like these types of Zergs, like you were saying, it really takes like a specific type of Zerg. The Zergs that like to get down and dirty. They like to get scrappy. They don't want to play a straight-up game against you. They want to just be in your face. They want to be like Leenock, taking golds and doing crazy stuff, going for rushes, backdoors, and stuff. It's really fun to see this Zerg style, especially with how many macro Zergs we also got.
He was going for the proxy, but MyuNgSiK very smartly putting his probe down in the right time. He will lose the fight in workers, but he's bringing a second one down. Oh, but just the pylon just a little bit too far out, and he gets the hatch down. So already a critical mistake from MyuNgSiK. And yeah, these positions, as we were talking a little bit earlier, the third base is pretty convenient for Zerg to defend pretty much all bases and get decent creep spread out. If we saw Sleep go to that stage, but I feel we're going to kind of miss that stage with this proxy hatchery, at least for some time.
Yeah. Sleep looking to take the game into his own hands, saying, MyuNgSiK, you are not playing any type of straight-up game against me. I'm going to proxy hatch your natural. Finally puts down his own hatch and brings down even 2 drones just to get this probe away.
Yeah, kind of fearful of any sort of cannon shenanigans maybe to follow up this, but he should be pretty safe. He did scout the gateway as well. Gets down that spawning pool as the next building.
No gas just yet. And down here at the hatch, we do see a Zealot getting to work there, as well as 2 probes. Usually if you just work on that for a while, since the beginning of its build time, you can usually get it down pretty quickly.
Yeah, he'll no doubt either make an evolution chamber or simply just run the drone away. And he's going to run it away. Not a bad choice considering there is 2 Zealots there. And saves the drone, which is very nice in itself. And delayed it for an incredibly long time, forcing out 2 Zealots. You know, no one wants to make Zealots like that this early in the game.
Yeah, just kind of a mineral sink. We'll see what he does with those Zealots. I mean, you're going to have to use them if you've already made them. So he is sending them across the map.
Yeah, well, you know what? He can actually get some work done. If he finds that 3rd hatch that just went down, starts wailing on it, there's no Zerglings on the map that are going to defend against that. Definitely a good opportunity for him.
Yeah,
but
very true.
Decides not to take it and turns those Zealots around. So, fair enough. He doesn't know exactly what's on the map. It could have been a speed follow-up, which is another thing that could be very, very dangerous.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. And we see MyuNgSiK back at his base. Doesn't go for that Mothership Core just yet. Decides to go first for the Warp Gate research as well as a Stalker. Does have a sneaky probe out here, not mining. And usually if it's not mining, it's doing something sneaky. And we could see that move along and possibly place a forward pylon a bit here, or maybe proxy something. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yep, going up to 3 gates. Chrono boosting out that Warp Gate as well. See if he adds any more gateways. See where he puts this probe. Is he going to keep it here? Perhaps throw down a Stargate. I feel like that's one of the only options he has with a placing like this. But it could just be for later, where he actually wants to go into the map and be aggressive. And he has like a probe on the map that can put down some sneaky pylons.
8 lings already made here by Sleep. I guess just wants to be a bit careful. Knows that the Zealots are out on the map, so a bit of a response here out of Sleep. Another Chrono Boost on that Warp Gate research, as you were saying, and now a Twilight Council being dropped here.
Now this is interesting. I wonder exactly what he's going to be going for with this. I'm looking at it. I feel like it could be DT, judging by how much gas he has.
I was about to say the same thing, you know, because as well, he doesn't have a Forge. So usually if you're going to go for Blink, you either at least want +1 or probably +2. You know, take an empty 3rd base, try to go for a Blink all-in, something like that.
Yeah, that is exactly right.
But as of right now, you know, still no Blink. Or rather, no Forge.
No Forge. And, it's going to be Charge.
Ooh.
Speedlots. All right. This is a little bit different. And this is very interesting as well.
Yeah, man, this is the MyuNgSiK that we all love to watch. He just comes out with really interesting builds that you're not looking forward to. And look at this. Sleep not really ready for this attack.
No, he's not. He doesn't have speed Zerglings on the way either, so it's going to be a little bit of an awkward sort of defense.
Oh, yeah.
But
speed only being started right now, and with 4 gates getting up with Charge about 1/3 done as well.
Wow, very interesting. I feel, well, he's definitely going to need a lot of roaches to kind of counteract this. I've never really seen an all-in kind of like this in a long time, where you're simply going mass charge lots. A nice little surround there with the slowlings.
Yeah, Sleep somehow able to do that. MyuNgSiK, I feel, just trying to kite a little bit too much, and he will be forced back home.
One good thing about this is there's no Overlord at all in position to kind of scout anything that's going to be going on. Even if he did scout it, he'd probably be thinking, okay, it's Blink Stalker, but it would still at least trigger some sort of army mass. He is making a lot of Zerglings. He's going for 1/1 Zerglings, so no roaches on the map whatsoever currently.
Yeah, you know, I'm glad you mentioned the fact that the Overlords are not really in position. I mean, he does see the 1 gas on the natural, but that's about it.
He sees the charge. He's making 4 roaches.
Now he knows, man. But before, I mean, he was making Spore Crawlers. He was getting that Roach Warren down. He's getting speed. He wasn't sure, but now he knows. He's got to know this is some kind of all-in timing here with the charge on the way.
Well, let's see what he can get done. It's going to be very, very awkward, especially with Slowlings. Charge Zealots before Speedlings. 12 roaches coming out, which will definitely help out, but they are going to be pretty out of position, at least for the start of this fight.
That they will. I mean, they can do a decent job of kiting on the creep, but again, with Charge and this many Zealots, it's really, really hard to run away, especially with the Time Warp here as well.
Ooh, he's using a lot of Zealots and using a lot of roaches. There's not actually that many roaches. There's 5 at the natural, and so many drones are going down. 18 already.
Yeah, man, I think he's actually just doing irrecoverable damage. He's already going up to 30 drones. He's killed the entire economy. These roaches are popping out. He's not going to be able to get any sort of army here to defend against this. Against 7-gate charge lot? This is something we haven't seen in a long time.
No, we haven't seen this in a very long time. And very, very unsuspected. I feel like MyuNgSiK must have a really good idea of exactly what Sleep is doing, and GG. Wow.
Man.
Just a weird sort of all-in to begin things off. MyuNgSiK.
That's MyuNgSiK, man. He's even laughing to himself. He's like snickering. He's like, I can't believe I even made that work, but it worked.
Yeah, well, it's absolutely fantastic against someone that's going to be going for like a Speedling kind of build. 1-1 Speedlings, like 1-1 was not going to kick in for a very long time. So it's kind of like a perfect idea.
Yeah, and that just hits so fast. You know, we talk about this time and time again. Even though those spots for Zerg are better than the other ones where you would have to take an awkward gold, it's still pretty close, that rush distance. We saw this out of Zest versus Dark, where Zest just kind of went for an Immortal all-in with a bunch of sentries. MyuNgSiK able to recreate it with a kind of chargelet 7-gate all-in here. No upgrades, just a ton of units in the face of Sleep, and it was obvious he was not ready for it.
Yeah, very well prepared from MyuNgSiK. It's certainly something we don't see very often. That definitely kind of threw me for a spin.
How would you be feeling if you just went up against that?
Well, I'd kind of understand it, because if I was going to go Speedlings like that, it's like the perfect counter to it. It's like, well, I've only been planning to make Zerglings for a very long time, and now there's like massive amounts of charge lots coming at me. I have no roaches. I'm making roaches now, but they're going to be out of position, and charge lots are going to jump on them instantly.
Very true. Well, guys, that was a quick game number 1, and already Prime jumping into the lead here against KT Rolster. We were saying it before, if there was one person to do it to start things off, it would be MyuNgSiK. But here we go into game number 2. It's going to be Flash versus Boom Boom.
And this is another great opportunity for Prime. Boom Boom definitely has a shot at taking down Flash, who is in a major slump right now in this matchup specifically.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I hope Flash is on his game tonight, because if they go down to Prime 2-0, I hate to say it, but like PvP is PvP. And even though it's Zest versus Creator, and I would favor Zest like probably 75-80% over Creator, I still feel like anything can happen. Build order wins have happened before. And if they go down 0-2, all the more pressure is on Zest. And that is a scary position to be in.
Yeah, they do not want to go down 0-2. I feel like this could very well happen, and Prime could run away with this pretty easily. I mean, even after Creator versus Zest, if so happen Creator loses, it's going to be Yoda versus Stats.
Mm-hmm.